I have almost 10 years of experience in IT.
Great. How about others?
Yeah, let me introduce myself. Hi everyone, I'm Isha Training Solutions. I'm joining from Chandrapur, Maharashtra, and I have over 5 years of experience in the IT.
Great. Great.
Hi everyone, this is Balram. I have total 15 years of experience. I'm joining from Hyderabad.
Great, Balram. Yeah. Next, guys.
Yeah, hi. This is Sharad Mane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have total like 15 plus years of experience, and I'm from like Mumbai location.
Great. Yeah.
Hi, myself
Last.
Mahesh.
Yes.
I'm from Hyderabad and I'm having 10 years of experience in IT.
Great.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Purnima.
Hi. This is Purnima, and I am having 8 years of experience in IT. Mostly, I'm into testing domain, and I'm joining from Sweden location.
Oh, great, Purnima. Great. Last 1 more minute, guys. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, Bahu Sahib. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm Bahusab Khandare from Pune. I don't have experience in IT, but I'm doing work in tech support.
For how many years?
3+ years.
Okay, great. Yes. Who's next?
Yeah, hi, this is Vasu. I'm having 5 years of experience from Hyderabad location.
Okay, great.
Hello, this is Swati from Pune. I have 18 years of experience in quality engineering area.
Great. We have 18 years, 15 years, 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, and one with 3 years. Who's next?
Hi, this is Arun. I'm from Chennai and I have 10 years of experience into testing.
Okay, great. Who's next? Last 1 minute, guys. Okay. Okay, let's, for the people who have joined recently, I just want you all to drop your name, from which part of the globe you're attending the session, and how many years of experience you have. Just drop in your introductions quickly in the chat box for the people who have joined recently. So with this, let's get started, guys. I hope everyone is able to see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, just give me a moment. Poonam 10 years testing. Okay, now we are able to see the screen now, guys, everyone.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So majority of them are from IT industry. So directly I'll not ask what is testing and all these things. So I want to know this answers from all of you. Why automation testing is important for you? Why do you feel automation testing is very much important for you? Quick feedback from everyone.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just clarification. It's related to REST assured or AP automation, right?
Anything. Like in general, I'm asking why automation testing is important. You can tell it from API perspective or Selenium perspective, doesn't matter.
No, sorry, I was confused. Like I got two links. One is Selenium.
Yeah, no worries. Both of them are same. Both of them are the same.
So
Okay.
you're teaching rest assured AP automation, both courses.
Yes.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
I'll explain everything. Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
yeah. So why automation testing is important?
To save time.
To save time.
To
Okay.
reduce manual efforts. So currently we are in a microservice
Mm.
thing,
To
right?
save time
So
and to rerun multiple times.
Okay. Yeah. Balaram, you were saying something?
yeah. So currently, if the industry is going through microservices, right? So,
Yes.
doing a manual testing is a very tedious thing and people need everything to be, at spot. So I think
Mm.
automation plays a major role during the deployment part for the validations,
Mm.
and have the task automated so that, we have
Mm.
everything at one place.
Great. How about others?
To save the cost as well.
Okay, Ashwini, yeah, saving cost.
Yes.
How about others?
Yeah.
Guys, I wanted to.
Even
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
automation is needed now. Like if you have any manual testing requirement, they need the automation guide expert.
Okay, great.
Reusability.
Reusability. Okay, great. So I would advocate every one of your points, like why automation testing is so important. Saves time, saves effort, and one of them pointed a very wonderful point that a lot of microservices are coming. But Balaram, for your information, we are slowly migrating to monolithics also very quickly. From microservices era to monolithics era very soon in next 6 to 8 months. So the testing will become more and more difficult by doing manual testing. So that is where we have to use automation with manual testing. I'm not saying that we have to bar or debar manual testing. We want manual testing also to work hand in hand with the automation testing. That is my state. And why automation testing is important? Save costs, saves money, repetitive types of repetitive execution, executing the code in multiple environments like UAT, Dev, QA, etc. I hope everyone is agreeing with my points.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Save of cost. If the cost is saved, then the project managers and the stakeholders are very much happy.
Yeah, manager needs that.
Yes. So by this infograph, what will you understand? Like a team advocating only manual process versus a team advocating both manual and automated process. What do you infer from this graph with respect to 2026? We are in the year 2026. So what will be the state of the teams preaching only manual testing versus incorporating automation into the testing process? Can anyone throw some insights on this?
In manual, we can see there is a lot of time required to complete the task or the work.
Mhm,
Also, we can see into the manual side image, there is a multiple work handy into the employee. And
mhm,
if we consider or compare from the automation side, so we can see that employee completed within a limited time, we can complete the our task or our work, and also it's easy, it's maintainable, and also the results are we can say quick as compared to the manual. And
mhm,
also because if we do the manual, so into the manual we come across the multiple errors or the
mhm,
issues, so which help into the automation side, so we can reduce all those things.
mhm. Great.
Yes.
Mm. How about others?
For regression point of view, the automation test cases is very helpful.
Mhm. Okay, great. How about others? Last a minute or two. Last minute or two, I'll be taking one quick answers. How about
And
others?
also it makes our life easier using
Validation is
automation.
fast compared to the manual testing.
Great, great. The the rate where we ship the products will be quicker once we start implementing automation testing, right? the absurd, we can match the absurd rate that the market is currently talking about. Like we have to ship the products quickly, we have to test the products quickly, we have to validate the products quickly. Along with quickness, they want to be us to be agile, smart, and effective also. So that is where we incorporate automation testing in our day-to-day testing lifecycle, especially in the year 2026 onwards. So what are the advantages of automation testing? Reliability. So test cases perform precisely the same set of operations each time they are run, thereby eliminating human error. Like suppose if I say like execute this regression suit for next 1 month. So it will perform the same set of operations each time they are running. Repeatability, enabling the capability to test how the software reacts under repeated execution of the same operations. Meaning what? You need to understand, like for suppose for an account, I have to make a payment of 10,000 rupees. So I want to make this activity run for 100 times. So we will understand how the payment gateway is working when I'm repeatedly targeting for 100 times. We will also understand how the application is behaving properly or not. Is the application getting stuck or not for that particular single screen when I'm doing the activities continuously? Comprehensiveness provides the ability to build a suite of tests that covers each and every feature in your application. So that means what? We are building a suite of test cases that covers each and every major feature in your application. Like we'll be ensuring a vast coverage of your tests in your application. Better quality software, I will come later. Reusability, enabling reusability of tests on different versions of application. Like suppose if I want to run the same, if I want to do the testing on 5.3.5, I can run the same script. If I want to do the testing on version 5.3.4, I can do the same testing. There's no problem with it, even if the UI changes. So that we can also test how our application is working with the backward compatibility and how our application is working with the latest changes. These kind of testing also can be done with the help of automation testing. Programmability provides the ability to program sophisticated tests that bring out hidden information from the application. So that what do you mean by that? Suppose, like I'll give you a live example which I've encountered in one of my previous organizations. So the login animation was supposed to finish in 5 seconds. Whereas when we are doing automation at a bulk level, the login animation was taking 10 seconds. So later when we raised this concern to the development team, what they found out was like there was a network routing issue that is causing us to slow down the application. That's causing us to slow down the menu navigation. So what they have done, they have rerouted the whole network protocol concept in such a way that along with the animation, the application speed also has increased. Though it looks like a very small animation issue, sometimes what happens is like we will go through the networking fundamentals and see how the traffic is routed, how the API calls are managed, and all those things. With this, what we understand is like there's some issue at the network level, and with this small issue, they had improved the performance of the application drastically. This is the classic example what I had in my real-time experience when it comes to programmability. When it comes to fast, automated tools run significantly faster than a manual process. Like you just go for a cup of tea and come back, the test cases execution will be completed faster. Okay. Better quality software. What is this better quality software? If we can run more test cases in less time with reduced team size, which leads to cost reduction. Got it? With the help of automation, we can run more test cases in less amount of time with reduced team size. Then you're achieving a lot of work in less time and less number of people. Obviously, cost reduction will be there. Obviously, company will gain some profits. Is this clear, everybody? What are the advantages of automation testing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me a quick why in the chat box if everyone is clear. Quick why in the chat box. Okay. So what are the other features of automation testing that we can see? Okay. So speed, we have already discussed about speed. The other point which I wanted to highlight is effective test management. Suppose the same product, we are deploying it to another customer or another end user. You need not write the automation code from scratch. We can reuse the same scripts do the required modifications, do the required business modifications as per the business requirement, and you can deploy the same code to other projects which are having similar requirements or similar products. Wider test coverage. Scope to create a large number of complex automated test cases along with their execution repeatedly. So that means what? We can we can cover a lot of complex automated test cases along with their execution. So the more cases you automate in your framework, the more scope will be there for manual testing. Like the manual testing team will be like, okay, we need to find more defects, more test cases so that automation team can automate them and we can have more coverage. We can find more scenarios. We can uh, cover more scenarios and all those things. Resource optimization. This is one of the beautiful things of what I like about automation. Like for suppose, Anamika is there. If I ask Anamika, like Anamika, every day night you have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the night and you have to do the smoke testing. Will you be available, Anamika? That every day night at 2 a.m. I ask you to wake up and do the smoke testing because we are giving frequent releases. Will you be available?
No.
That's it. That's the beautiful thing about automation. Freeze testing resources from test execution of software builds that are frequently given by the development team. This is one of the most beautiful things about having automation testing inside your project. Perfect. So if you see this graph, this is a very generic graph, nothing to point out anybody. This is a very generalized graph. So if you want to do a full regression of 1,000 test cases, we require 160 man hours. Whereas with automation testing, we require 16 man hours, provided we have built a very robust framework which handles all different kinds of assertions and very smart reporting. When I say 160 man hours, you have to document the evidences also, like what we have done and all these things for this current release, how the application is behaving. Also need to document certain evidences. Partial regression. For a 250 set of 250 test cases, it might take 40 man hours, but for automation testing, it might take 4 hours. Similarly, for sanity and smoke. These numbers are subjected to, it's a generic numbers we are taking and we are giving a generic number of hours, which generally happens. These numbers can change based on the complexity of the application. So before jumping into automation, we have seen what are the advantages, why automation is required, what are the advantages of automation we have seen. But before jumping into automation testing, I would like to keep mind of these 5 pointers. First point, don't automate a mess. What do you mean by don't automate a mess? Since you know automation testing, always stick to automating your business flows, business validations, or business logic. Don't try to create a mess, guys. Second thing, avoid complex logic in your scripts. Don't write unnecessary or unimportant logic in your script. Write the logic which is sufficient for your business part. Okay. When I say don't automate a mess, I want to add one more pointer that your code structure also should be clear. At what package, what components are we maintaining? That should be a clear. If you're not maintaining that, that will be a mess. Third pointer, don't mandate 100% automation. Even if I say now that 100% automation is possible, don't ever believe it, guys. In API, we can achieve 100% automation, but for UI automation, we cannot achieve 100%. Even if I say that 100% is possible, don't believe me. 100% automation is never ever possible in UI. With API, we can try to achieve 100%, but with UI, 100% automation is not possible. Fourth one, beware of automation engineers who don't understand the fundamentals of testing, like what is sprint planning, what is regression, what is smoke suit, what is sprint lifecycle. We need to be careful of the automation engineers who don't understand the fundamentals of testing. Fifth, test automation is a software development process. It is not like we have a Harry Potter magic wand and we create a framework out of the blue. That is never a thing. Test automation is a software development process. Clear? I hope all these 5 pointers are clear for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop a quick Y in the chat box if everyone is clear. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask with respect to the pointers that we have discussed. Okay. I guess no doubts from anybody. So there is also one more thing I always hear over my experience that okay, automation testing is taking a lot of time initially. Maybe this is not a right approach or a viable approach. Why not continue doing it manually? This was a situation like 1 or 2 years back. Right now, no, but 1 or 2 years back, this was a situation like manually we can do it now, we can finish it quickly. Correct. When the application is at the initial stages, as the number of cycles increase, as the number of releases increase, the moment we approach the go live date, the number of man hours will significantly or gradually increase. The number of man hours spent to test a product will gradually or significantly increase. Whereas automation, initially we feel like we are investing a lot of time and money on it, but over the due course of time, we take the same number of hours or efforts that we spend because initially we take a lot of time to build a skeleton of the framework, to understand the business of the application and build it as per the requirements of the business of the application. So initially, automation may take time, but during the long run, we will have a production grade and robust level automation framework, which will significantly reduce the number of hours of testing. See, automation testing is all about reducing the redundant part and continuously testing the application for the cases where the business part of the application is clear. Okay. So anyone has any questions so far?
Hi, my name is Priyadarshini. Am I audible?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, how we can decide by looking into our application, okay, this tool will be acceptable, or like whether it will be like Selenium, or it will be like Playwright, or it will be like Tosca. Like, how we can decide at the beginning of application when you're starting
Well,
our automation?
Well, that's a very interesting question, Priyadarshini, that how can we decide? It all depends not only on the application side, from based on the team's competency also, Priyadarshini, which tool to decide for automation. So if you ask me if you are going for a coding-based automation testing tool and everyone is eager or very eager to learn the coding part of it, going for Selenium and Playwright. If your team is having lacking the coding competency and they want everything to finish in a flash, stability is something they will see it later, but right now we want something in place quickly. You can go for tools like Mabel, Tosca, AxleQ. These are the things. But if you want to play the longer version of automation testing, you have to stick to Selenium and Playwright because these are the things where we have maximum control over the things that we are automating. I agree that initially it might take some time, but the moment we are continuously doing the testing, you will observe and analyze that okay, we can have complete control over the frameworks built using Selenium and Playwright rather than this paid automation tools. Got it, Priyadarshini? It's a combination of application versus what is the team's capabilities also.
Okay, and we see that our application UI, it gets frequently changes, or many requirements are getting changes. So there also can we like it can adopt like both Selenium and Playwright.
Yeah, Selenium Playwright will both adopt it. It all depends. Like, see, if the UI is flaky, means we have to be very strong in our locators concepts also, which we will discuss during the due course of time.
Okay, and just wanted to understand like which features like we can't automate.
I will come at the end. Okay.
Okay.
I will come at the end. So, okay, to give you a
I
brief
have a
answer.
question.
Hello.
1 minute, guys. So, for the features that we cannot automate, fingerprint scanner, check scanner, biometrics, retina scan, captcha, Aadhaar biometrics, all these things cannot be automated with any tool. If you want to automate some Google Odyssey maps or something like that, those things cannot be automated. Whoever asked the question, Priyadarshini, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
who's
fine.
next?
Yeah.
Oh, someone
Hello.
raised hand. Yes, Sai. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sai, go ahead.
So yeah, sir. Like, sir, you're as you said, you're teaching this threshold AP automation and web automation both.
Yes.
So my concern is like, how many days, means how many months it takes?
Sai, I don't know your name, but it's mentioned as Sai. But
Yeah.
let me go through the whole course plan. Then you'll get a clarity of what we are covering, what is the sequence, how are we covering, how much time it will take. You will understand by the end of the contents after I explain all the topics that we are covering.
No, I approximately like it's 2 months or 3 months or like
3 to 4 months, I can say, if you are coming with full stack Selenium with automation. If you are only taking up till rest assured concepts, it'll be for 2.5 months.
Okay. And what about real projects? How many projects are you
So, Sai, I would take this kind of questions at the last because once I cover everything, you'll understand what I'm going to cover so that you'll understand things clearly. That is my request.
Okay, and also, sir, we don't know Java, so how it will be
Yeah,
like?
let me explain you what are the topics that I'm covering so that you'll understand what I'm covering, what you need to know. You'll understand clearly. Like, give me a moment. Let me finish all the
Okay,
topics,
just
then
one
you'll.
last question. Like, do we need the person who don't know any basics of
It
Java?
doesn't matter for us. For this course, only your presence, your concentration, your complete focus is what matters for this session.
You are teaching the basics of all Java.
Very basics. Yes, yes. Right from core basics, right from tools installation onwards, we are teaching.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Mahesh, go ahead.
Is a person with 10 years of manual experience. So,
Mm.
what you suggest? He want to start with the Selenium, or he can directly go with the new tool as a Playwright. Will if
For,
he starts with the
uh,
Playwright, will he crack the job directly without
well,
Selenium experience?
Well, I would like to clarify here. One thing is that if you're whatever automation tool you're trying to choose, you need to know the fundamentals of any programming language. Like let it be Selenium with Java, you need to know clearly about Java. If you're going with Playwright, Playwright with TypeScript is something popular. So you need to know JavaScript and TypeScript very clearly. It is crystal clear. The market is expecting crystal clear concepts. So for if you ask me, for the person who knows Selenium with Java, migrating to Playwright will be very easy because JavaScript for a beginner, it can be a nightmare slightly because it looks simple for first three classes. Fourth class onwards, it can create nightmares in your head. So for that reason, we always recommend people to start their automation learning with Selenium with Java, followed by Playwright with TypeScript or JavaScript as a secondary tool. Nowadays, they're not asking one tool; they're asking two tools, one primary and one secondary. Balram and
Correct,
Mahesh.
but with 10 years of experience,
Mahesh,
yeah,
I will take
yeah,
these questions at the end. Let me cover the topics what I'm gonna discuss so that at the end of the session, I will cover all these type of questions.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
Sir, one last question. Are you teaching the Selenium Java and Playwright also, or only Selenium Java?
As per the course, as per this current course, we are teaching only Selenium with Java.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Can I go proceed further with the previous topics? With the previous topics, anyone has any doubts? Can I proceed further?
Yeah.
I request everyone to change your Zoom names because you might be speaking, but your name can be different, so it'll be difficult to recognize. Thank you. So the first thing that we are going to cover is first we will understand what are the fundamentals of Java. What are the first fundamentals of Java we are covering? Core Java, right from core scratch, like how do we create a project? What is a package? What is a class? What is a print statement? Right from core scratch, basic, like right from a very small kit. Like we are starting our journey of Java like a small kit, like a fifth class kit or sixth class kit. Like how do we create a project? How do we create a package? How do we start writing print statements followed by variable declarations, string functions, string builder, string buffer, conditional statements, looping statements, constructors, mutable and immutable classes, method concepts, encapsulation, switch, enums. Right from very core fundamental onwards, we are covering the below concept, that is core Java basics, followed by we will be covering the arrays and collections in a very exhaustive manner, in a very detailed manner. What are the different types of arrays? What are the different types of collections like array list, vector, stack, linked list, hash set, linked hash set, tree map, hash map, DQ? What is this sequence collections in JDK 21? What is this concept of queues and more? Followed by inheritance and interfaces. What are the basics of inheritance? What is a super keyword? What is method overriding? What are the abstraction concepts? What is the purpose of interface? What are the different types of interface? Top-down approach. How do we use super keyword at the constructor level? What are the different types of inheritance and what is applicable for what interfaces or classes? We will see all these things in detail. We will not leave any point. We will not leave any stone corner. I mean, we will not leave any topic. We will be covering each and every topic in detail, right from the core scratch. We will be also covering lambda streams and Lombok expressions in a very detailed manner. Especially with lambdas and streams, the most of the companies are asking a lot of interview questions on this. And trust me, guys, whatever lambdas and streams that we are covering, the exhaustive list of functions, the mechanism, you will not find it in anywhere in any YouTube videos. This is not something I'm telling it to you guys. I'm not boasting it to you. This is the feedback I got it from one of my current batches or my previous batches who has given interview for Selenium with Java especially, or any Java profile openings or SDET Java profiling openings. These are the core topics that every interviewer is focusing on.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, tell me.
Just now you shown one clip na there.
Lambda
Lambda.
streams. Yes. Yes.
I heard lambdas and streams. So Lombok expression can just one line. What is it?
Lombok expressions is to avoid boilerplate code. What do you mean by boilerplate code? Repetitive code.
Okay.
You'll understand it slowly when the topics occur. Then file operations. What is writing the data? What are the different types of operations we perform on the file? Different file functions. How do we manage the object data using the file objects, buffer libraries concept? What are the different types of file objects you will be seeing in detail, and you will also see how we use different file objects for different requirements. And we'll also be covering exception handling. What is try catch block? What is finally block? What is multiple catch blocks with one try block? Checked versus unchecked exceptions. How do we handle the errors at the runtime? Docking and rethrowing an exception. How do we create our own custom exception classes? And how do we use the custom exception classes in a project? We will be seeing all those things. And we will also be covering generics concepts. Why we are covering generics? Because the moment we discuss the collection is the moment people will ask you a concepts or questions about generics. What is wildcard? What is upper bound? What is lower bound? How are we using this generics in your framework? All these things they'll be asking you at the time of interview. So we'll be covering all those things in a very detailed manner. Every topic, whatever we are showcasing you, we are covering it in a very detailed manner. So we will also cover the concepts of records, optional, sealed inheritance and interfaces. We will also be sharing you a lot of programming questions for practice because I understand most of you are new to Java. So definitely they'll be having some coding fear. In order to break that coding fear, we'll be giving you a topic-wise MCQs. We'll be giving you some weekly assignments. We'll be providing you more than two Java coding fear. Any doubts with the Java topics that I have covered so far?
Will you cover serialization, deserialization?
Yes, that is part of API testing.
Okay.
That's part of API testing. Anyone else has any doubts, guys?
So just a question, right? Nowadays, if you look at the organizations, right, like they are going into, asking people to go use Copilot and,
Yes.
The ChatGPT concepts, instead of going for manual and writing the codes. So,
Well,
will you be guiding?
I mean, I'll be guiding you. So I will tell you one thing that is from the founders of Sam Altman, ChatGPT founder is Sam Altman, and the Claude owner is that LLMs work handy for people who have knowledge because AI will generate the code in 5 minutes, but in order to debug the code, it will take 10 days, 15 days, 20 days. So in order to avoid those kind of situations in your day-to-day life, first we are focusing completely on the fundamentals. After finishing all the topics, later I will tell you how to use Copilot or Claude's Code or Claude CLI or Git ingest to enhance your productivity. When this LLM models or AI tools will work come in handy when your fundamentals are absolutely clear, crystal clear. Because whatever code AI generates, you will stop believing it. You will start questioning it. In order to come to the questioning stage, we need to know these many fundamentals. Got it?
Yeah, true.
So I don't want our students to go blindly trust the AI.
No, that's
I
true.
want
That's very true because nowadays in organization also they write a code, but as you said, it takes time to debug. But
I
yeah,
don't
my
mind
question
my
was,
students to debug. I
yeah,
don't want to my students to waste time in debugging. If
yeah,
AI takes 5 minutes to generate the code, maximum we should debug the code in one day. That should be our efficiency. That is what we are
yeah.
aiming for.
Because most of like, sorry, I'm taking time, but
No
most of
worries.
the organizations, they are looking at things, like how good we are utilizing co-pilots and this, in a day-to-day life. So that was more of a question. Because I
Mm.
look at the testers now as well, like they use co-pilots to write the test cases
I
in the
understand.
organization. Yeah.
I understand, Balram, but no worries. See, we are here to bridge the market gaps in a fundamental way and in an advanced way. Okay?
Yeah.
Fundamentally, it's my responsibility to make you guys stronger. And at the end of the course, I will give you all the advanced hacks and advanced techniques to survive in the 2026-2027 market as a QA or a SDET QA.
Yeah. Thank you.
So we will see what is API testing. That is powering the connected world. Without API testing, neither we both will
Sir,
be
am I
part of the.
audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, finally I'm audible. So, just want to know one thing, like in the Java section. So, basically, I've done one course already from Cryodo. So, almost I
Yes.
covered that earlier. So, the thing is,
When
like
did you do
the
it?
Java, I did it in 2024 end.
Things have changed, buddy.
Yeah, things have changed. I understand, but just want to know, like in that course, like in the Java, it was not covered in that exhaustive way. It was covered basic, and then they went to Selenium, and they were able to cover
I
Selenium in
I
that.
personally know the cryo.devo team, how their automation program works. I don't want to raise a controversy here, but our Java,
Yeah,
what we are covering is more of like a SDET Java. We are not aiming you guys for a normal QA roles. We are all expecting you guys to be a SDET, SDETs, SDET backend, SDET backend guys, SDET QA guys. I'm training you all to that role because our Java is developer. We are bridging the gap between the developers and testers slowly with our course. Okay.
okay. It is beyond QA automation basically. As it is, I believe that only, right?
I mean, it's beyond QA automation, but with some flavors we need to add, like front end. I mean, we need to know some DevOps knowledge. We need to know some AI knowledge. So the whole course is designed accordingly for that SDET role.
Okay. So one more doubt I have. So like, there is one more course like Jatin something is there. So he has made a very
Better,
exhaustive course.
Bidush, better we do not compare about anyone else courses right now.
Yeah,
Let me, let's
yeah,
take it at
completely.
the
Yeah, in the end, I will ask. No issue.
end. We can have this kind of questions. We will answer it. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Anything related to the topics, I would encourage those questions. Other courses, other institutes, we can have it at the end. We can see. Yeah.
Sure, sir.
In Java, will you cover DB connectivity also?
Yes,
No.
we will cover the database connectivity, JDBC also. That is a separate slide which I'll be explaining you what we are covering in that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello,
Yes.
sir, about the API automation in the rest assured.
I have not yet started telling you what are the contents I'm covering in API testing. So please give me some time. Let me cover what are the topics I'm covering. Then you can ask your questions.
I know, just related to that, one small doubt is, are you teaching on the Postman tool or which tool automation? That's also.
That's what. Give me 5 minutes of time. I will walk through the
Sure,
journey of whatever we are covering. Okay.
sure.
So introduction to API testing. What is API testing? What is this client-server architecture? Why do we need API testing? What is offline versus online APIs? What are the different types of APIs along with the testing techniques? What are the different types of web services? What are the different types of HTTP methods and its purpose? Different status codes. We'll be seeing all this as part of the introduction to API testing. Postman. What is Postman tool and why we use it? Installation of Postman tool, walkthrough of the Postman tool, Postman workspace, Postman collections, Postman monitors, performing API requests for different HTTP methods. How do we import the collections from the Swagger? What are the different variables in Postman? We will also see the advanced Postman concepts like curl and its basic purposes. How do we use JavaScript to write the test cases in the Postman? How do we script the test cases using pre and post request script tag? Parsing JSON and XML data, char.js assertions, running the collections manually, and also using Postman CLI, installation of Newman library. How do we generate different kinds of reports using Newman reports? JSON schema validator. What is this request chaining? How do we do data-driven testing using CSV and JSON? How do we integrate this Postman collection with Jenkins as well as with Docker? This is the topics we are covering under Postman, followed by rest assured. What is rest assured? What is this BDD versus non-BDD approach? What are the different HTTP? How do we perform activities on different HTTP methods? How do we pass a request payload using JSON payload, external file POJO? What is C? How do we do serialization and deserialization using POJO? Multi-part request, especially for file handling, Amcrest matchers, request and response logging and filters, right? Advanced rest assured, spec builders, query parameters, form parameters, parsing JSON and XML data, JSON schema validators, Jackson libraries, JVA expressions, integrating with Allure and Extend reports. How do we do data-driven testing using CSV, Excel, and JSON? We will also try to cover the different types of authentication like bearer token, basic, digest, and OAuth2. And followed by, we'll be taking 2 sessions on karate. What is this karate? What is this zero coding API testing tool? How do we prepare the feature files, data-driven testing? What are the different types of parameters, response validations, reading data from external files, fuzzy matches? We'll be discussing all these things for 2 to 3 sessions. Because some of the product-based companies are still asking some questions on karate is what I got to my notification. So that is the reason we are covering some fundamentals on karate, like maximum 1 or 2 sessions about this. So with respect to API testing and Java topics, any questions, any queries?
Uh,
No, no, sir.
i- is there any live projects you are covering for with Postman and
Yes,
Rest Assured?
yes. All the topics are covered with live projects. Like first we'll be discussing the fundamentals, then we'll be seeing how do we create a mini project out of it for Rest Assured as well as with Postman. Okay. We will also see how do we manage the collections at Postman level, and with the Rest Assured, we'll see how do we build a framework, and we will also be part of this project. Like I'll be creating the API test cases for one flow. You'll have to create the API test cases for different API endpoints, and you need to be part of this project.
Actually, there is a
Sir, talk
question
about
for this Postman course. Means in Udemy also in YouTube, some people are teaching means only automating 4 parts that basic code option, and that's the
Hmm.
live project. Means
Yeah,
whether
we are
that is the
not
live
taking.
project.
No, no, no. We are talking about CRUD operations is just the beginning. That is my
Yeah, they
fundamentals.
understand. Hmm.
What I see is the business validations. I want to validate my JSON schema. How is my JSON schema consistent? Yeah, am I getting 404 for a invalid user ID? Am I getting different status codes? All the negative testing, positive testing. How do I change the request from one request to another request? How do we validate the query parameters? How do we validate the path parameters? Like you're passing the values. Are they being taken correctly? Are they being validated properly? We focus more on the data validation from the API perspective. That is what is a real-time project all about.
So once we do that, means I can start with my own. So at least me, I will
Yes.
can start with my own.
Yes, yes, you can definitely start scripting with the concepts of Postman that we are covering.
Okay.
hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
About you said Postman tool. That's the only one tool you're teaching, right? On the
Yes, yes, we are covering Postman and REST Assured because Postman is something that is used by 30 plus million users across the globe. One of
yeah,
the
but
most.
UI this one documentation you're using Swagger, huh?
See, Postman has an inbuilt documentation. You need not go for Swagger, but some companies have said requirements like they want to import the Swagger into the Postman because Swagger is a legacy thing and Postman is the latest thing. So I'll be showing that scenario, like how do you call the Swagger documentation inside this so that you can not have any trouble working with
Yeah,
Postman.
but, I think Swagger you please tell because that's in many companies are asking. And second
Swagger is a
question,
legacy application. They ask only for the interviews, but if you go real time, They won't work with Swagger much. They will be working majorly on the Postman. The documentation and the collection can be still shared on Postman. Once you see the Swagger documentation, once you see the Postman documentation, you'll understand clearly.
Yeah, but you're not showing us in Swagger, right, for one class. I mean, as
I
a
will show you Swagger. There's a API called as Pet Store. I can show you the Swagger documentation and how do you call it inside the Postman. I can show you for one session of what is that.
sir, and why means I think in interview they were asking many frameworks, but here it is telling that only karate framework you are teaching.
See,
So
in Rest Assure, we cover data-driven framework. In Karate, this is a different framework, which is which is advocating zero coding API testing. This this doesn't require any coding knowledge when you're working with Karate. Whereas with Rest Assure, we cover the data-driven framework.
yeah, they were asking hybrid and data-driven Cucumber framework BDD
Yes,
mainly.
yeah, I will be covering more pointers on the API testing framework at the time of the rest assured concepts because we'll be covering data-driven framework. And for API testing, it is highly recommended not to go with Cucumber because the reason you should say is stakeholders will never participate in API testing. They will never document for API testing. They will document only for the business flows, what they have got from the customers. That is why we go for a proper data-driven framework using TestNG. That should
No,
be your answer.
sir, but most of the interviews,
They will ask you to check whether you know when to use TDD or when to use BDD. That is the
yeah,
reason
but
we
most
are.
of the things trending. Even I've given interview BDD Cucumber only the
That
JD.
is for UI testing. That is for UI testing. Let me come to the UI testing part. You'll understand things there clearly.
No, I meant to say in API only they asked BDD Cucumber, sir.
I mean, see, I will teach you BDD Cucumber also. I will teach you anyway as part of karate. I'll teach you the BDD, but they will ask questions just to let understand whether you're in a capable position to decide when to use BDD, when to use TDD. That is what we check as an interview panel.
So both are your teachers.